tes. Masih ada kah? Suaranya ada. Desktop audionya nyala sih. Wait, what? Desktop audionya kalau misalkan diganti kayak gini masih bisa nggak ya? Oh ya enggak. Oke, selamat datang semuanya ke Masayuki Aria, dan di sini seperti biasa untuk Genshin sudah update, jadi langsung gas mainin aja. Semoga si yang di luarnya itu nggak terlalu kedenger sih. Sebentar, gue setting dulu lah. Harusnya nggak kedengeran sih ya. Oke, desktop audionya nggak kedengeran, sebentar. Salah, kan filter. Nah, harusnya udah kedengeran sih. Kecilin dikit lah ya. Nah, jadi tanpa berlama-lama langsung aja gas ke game. Oh ya ini ya. Ya lupa juga ininya. si BGM-nya. Tapi nggak apa-apa lah. Gas. Kelihatan nggak sih? Oh, kelihatan. Kalau nggak kelihatan awas aja. Tai emang kalau nggak kelihatan. Sebentar, panas guys. Sumpah, si kipasnya nggak ngarah ke sini. Nah, mantap, adem. Tutup aja kali ya. Takutnya berisik. Nah, tinggal nunggu dah. Ini udah di restart belum ya PC-nya? Harusnya sih di restart dulu sih ya. Bagusnya. Tapi kayaknya enggak deh. Enggak harus juga ya. Ayo cepat, Genshin. Aksesoris buat mendukung sama buat konsol doang cocok. Terus dibeli baru kamu. Kelepasan satu, the fuck. Harusnya kedengeran sih ini, ya kan? Si mic-nya. Oh ya, kedengeran. Jadi nggak masalah, let's go. BTW tuh udah. Ora. Selamat datang, Ra. Kemana aja anak kecil kamu? BTW, kenapa manggilnya bapak coba? Kenapa yang tidak mas gitu? Harus bapak banget. BTW sekolah deh, sekolah dulu. Nonton mah belakangan. Gas di kaca. Kecil amat suaramu lagi kelas. Atau kelasku yang bising. Harusnya segini udah kedengeran sih ya. Ini soalnya udah rada max gainnya. Kayaknya kelas kamu yang bising deh. Lagian sih ya kangen banget Pak Aria roh. Jangan dipanggil bapak woi, masih muda anjir. Udah punya KTP belum dek? Kalau udah punya KTP baru tuh nggak dipanggil dek lagi. Ya udah langsung gas aja. Nggak dapat. Ya udah mau dipanggil apa mas aja nggak apa-apa. Aku masih pengen dipanggil mas dibanding bapak. Bapak terlalu bisa dibilang tua. Wah, bilang Charlotte. Gak apa-apa, bagus deh. Tapi Ra, ini kedengeran kan suara gamenya? Atau sedikit aja suara gamenya? Atau ngepas gitu? Coba, kamu nggak ada headset apa? Kamu nonton kayak gini? Halo Ahmad Rafi, selamat datang. Gak cocok dipanggil mas, dipanggilnya apa dong? Kalau kak oke sih, kak nggak tuh. Kak, dipanggil kak. Maklum suara motor. Dengar tapi volumeku full pakai headset kok. Wah, meledak tuh headsetnya. Daddy. Hah? Dipanggil Daddy. Enggak deh. Suara aku enggak sedaddy itu. Atau enggak? Enak panggil Kak aja sih. Phone news udah banyak anjir masalahnya. Males. Oke lah tapi nggak ada pilihan lain gitu selain bapak, daddy, enak dipanggil kak sih. Asal anda nggak teriak. Oh. Pengen coba teriak jadinya. Pengen coba teriak sumpah. Biar meledak tuh itu headsetnya. Kapan kalau aku gampang sih nge-call, nanti aja dah. lagi nyusun bab 3. Tante mau enggak? Apalagi kayak transgender anjir. Kesannya ya kayak transgender. Ini masih biru kan? Oh, biru. Aku tonjok mau, apalagi ditonjok. Mending kamu aku tonjok sini. Tapi nanti jadi seksual harassment nanti. Jangan deh. Ya udah tonjok aja nih. Tapi kalau bisa, iya. Dapat tante Beido. Oke lah. Kapan dapatnya? Kalau dede nggak cocok buat bapak. Ya iyalah nggak cocok kan ya. Astaga kafe. Mihoyo aku pengen Furina. Mending dipanggil apa lagi ya? Selain itu, pilihannya ada apa sih? Lupa. Enak dipanggil Kak nggak sih, Ra? Anjir nggak dapet sumpah. Ya udah bapak aja, ya udah deh, serah. Boleh aja aku mah. Mau dipanggil Kak, Bang, Mas, boleh. Sekarap murah. Betul nggak ada guru apa? Bisa bebas gitu? Atau lagi jam kos tuh? Kirain udah ini udah emas anjir ternyata masih biru. Ketawa lagi nih anak. Baru bel masuk. Oh. Nyantai dulu nggak sih? Ke kantin nggak sih? Bolos dulu nggak sih, Ra? Udah 7.000 anjir nggak dapat. Akhirnya dapat. Semoga bukan Kiki. Semoga bukan Kiki. Sumpah kalau Kiki anjir. Oke, penentuan satu kali ini. Anjing. Bobo sih, ini sampai kapan live-nya beresnya? Tai anjing. Mana anjing? Mana goblok? Anjing, mana? Wah, kupingku. Sorry. Lupa. Kuping nggak tuh? Tapi masih nyantai sih, 7.000 lagi sih. Jadi sorry. Sorry deh. Sialan anjir Mona. Ngehe. Tai. Salah. All in pokoknya all in Furina. Dek, kan katanya kamu belum punya kata. Jadi ya udah dek aja. Anjir udah 5.000. Aduh, tai banget sumpah Mihoyo. Bedo lagi. All in pokoknya mah. Kodo. Aduh, anjir ini terakhir lagi. Ya, nggak dapet. Anjing. Sumpah nggak dapet anjing. 17k anjing nggak dapet. Udah 12 bulan lagi. Oh iya ya. Oh sekali lagi. Anjir nggak dapet 17k ya kali sih ini. Hah? Apa sih? Lupa namanya. Apa janjinya? Tai dah nggak dapet. Anjir nggak dapet. 17k cuma dapat Mona doang, tai. Anjing tai lah. Malas anjing. 17k doang dapat Mona anjing. Ada nih. Nyantol. Dah lah. Kecewa. Emang apa sih? Ntar diingetin aja di ini di sebelah. Lupa anjir. Anjir, dapatnya 17k cuma dapat Mona doang. BTW Ra, belajar dulu Gi. Ada gurunya. Tai, dapat Mona doang. Anjing ya ini. Kecewa dah.
Where's my key? Not again.
Anjir adalah. Gurunya belum masuk. Dilarang masuk tuh gurunya tuh kalau udah telat gitu. Sebentar. Udah lah. Iya, kan udah. Ini udah berapa menit loh? Gurunya nggak masuk. Kan masuknya, kan masuk harusnya kan harus tepat kan. Kalau misalkan guru nggak tepat, ya dilarang masuk. Salah ya? Biarin lah. Oh, guru PPL. Kalau guru PPL mah harusnya guru PPL harusnya lebih masuk. Karena mereka kan kayak dianggap magang gitu kan. Sama bawa nama kampus, jadi harusnya sih. Lah, malah dapat di sini anjir. Jayan. Gampang. BTW udah ganti HP sih, jadi kehapus chatnya. Sorry ya, Ra. Wen ya, Pak. Apa tuh? Apanya tuh yang wen? Sebentar, ini ada eventnya sih, Gak masalah sih. Udah berapa sih ini? Bentar, tadi lihat history dulu. Udah berapa ngepull anjir buat Furina doang? Lah. Oh, belum di ini ya. Masih lah. Itu kamu nggak lihat nggak lihat siapa yang udah membaca. Kan itu ada aku juga di sana. Oh, nggak masalah sih. Harusnya sih dihapus ya, tapi nggak masalah. Langsung gas aja story dah. Anjir, dapat Furina susah banget. Berarti bisa dong kita buy one CODM. Bisa, masih ada kok di HP. Udah di uninstall sih kemarin. Soalnya bosen juga gitu. Perasaan belum di add deh. Waktu itu aku udah add, tinggal kamu ini aja. Ampun Puh, aku kan masih pemula ini CODM-nya. Ajarin dong. Salah. Wah, ini kemana dah? rada pusing bentar. Semalam update gampang, update mah tinggal download. Di sini mah nggak usah nggak usah nunggu lama lah intinya. Akunmu yang mana? Sama namanya kayak ini di Genshin, tapi pakai OUS gitu. Kalau udah 7 hari nggak online aku hapus. Kayaknya hapus aja sih, nggak apa-apa. Kayak soalnya jarang main juga sih. Kayak udah nyampe mana tuh legend kan? Sampai legend tuh nggak terlalu diperhatiin gitu. Malas loh. Buy one sniper, aku nggak pernah pakai sniper sumpah. Kayaknya kehapus, tuh kan. Ya lagian jarang main juga sih. HP itu lebih kepake buat iniin doang, Honkai Star Rail sama Genshin kalau misalkan nggak sempat main gitu atau nggak malas buka PC. Aduh sakit, aku ajarin boleh. Nah gitu dong, jadi sepuh harus ngajarin. Tapi jujur Tira yang apa, sampai legend gitu, legend 3 yang merah gitu, aku lupa lagi ranknya. Itu tuh udah kayak capek lah gitu. Aku aja bom misi aja udah kayak wah ini susah banget nih orang, harus ngide anjir. Kuliah udah kelar belum kelar, masih OTW proses. Kalau masih nggak bisa aku kata-katain ya, nggak apa-apa sih. Lagian aku juga nggak bakal try hard. Main game itu untuk bersenang-senang, bukan try hard. Legend petir atau legend biasa, apa tuh bedanya? Apa tuh Puh? Bedanya Puh? Kasih tahu dong Puh, apa bedanya? Tapi sih ya, yang di HP aja udah kayak wah anjir, sampai deket tuh mata karena nggak kelihatan musuhnya. Ya meskipun kayak berdekatan gitu sih ya ininya. Cuman kadang kalau ngelihat dari apa ya, video tutorial ini apa namanya, YouTube gitu, yang CODM, wah anjir, bikin semua cuy. Aku jadi adalah malas gitu. Papuh kan kamu sepuh Ra. Kalau legend petir itu top leader, kalau legend biasa itu nggak top leader. Legend bukan sih, ini bentar. Lupa.
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
CODM ranking. Ini autoin aja.
Yes.
Oh sorry, kok legend aja? Sorry, bukan legend, master cuy. Iya kan? Oh iya master. Master 3 ya. Oh, udahan dulu, udah ada guru, entaran lagi. Oke. Bye bye.
Oh yeah, then be sure.
Iya dapet yen ya.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort.
You're not going to.
I knew you'd.
Well, you actually.
So
BTW selamat
After
belajar.
being down here for so
Lupa
long,
lagi.
I
Ini.
imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too? Yeah, don't.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the front. We should probably. You're going to see Monsieur Nervillette?
I'm sure just you.
Hmm.
You're right.
Hai, halo Agent Liak. Selamat datang. Manggilnya gimana nih? Eje Naliak. Dipanggil Eje gitu. Oh, baik kakak, oke. Panggil aja Ruby, oke siap Ruby. Kalau inget ya. Kalau sering mampir sini sih pasti bakal inget. BTW sering-sering mampir ya. Oke, bye-bye. Hati-hati jalan. Ini kemana? Location can involve complete apa? Wah, tai. Certain ini kah? Wah, ada misi ini. Malas. Oh. Oh shit. Tapi sorry ya kalau berisik. Maklum. Harus dikecilin dikit emang si suaranya itu. Side missionnya belum dikerjain ternyata. Oh ya sebentar. Biar lebih enak. Ini nah oh iya ini kayaknya gara-gara apa gara-gara ngambil mingguan kayak. Tapi lama banget sumpah kalau misalkan ngambil kayak ginian. Sangat lama. Agak lumayan malas sih sebenarnya yang ininya, side questnya. Skip aja lah ya. Asis. Salah. Harusnya streamnya masih lancar sih ya. Wait. Nah. Oh my god, ini harus nyelesain lagi. Deluge. Oh ini, oke. Finally. Oh lancar aja gini stream. Oke. Bagus lah kalau kayak gitu. Tinggal dihemat aja.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry,
ya,
I've got
belum
my hands
kebahasa
full
Indonesia
here.
ya.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to...
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you have managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right. And we came here to see you right...
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first... Yes? What is it?
Oh, right. We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson.
The water level...
Fortunately, the water levels... If the change in water levels is
Navia should be in Poisson, right?
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you.
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please be careful.
Oke, jangan lari. Go to Poisson.
Oh no. What happened here?
Nah, enak nih BGM-nya.
Navia should be around here, right?
Agak nyantuy.
We need to make sure she's still... Hi, Mommy. We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone on the
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right. I'm not young anymore.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! My leg!
Aduh,
How could this have happened?
sialan.
Just hang in there. Help is on the way.
Kenapa gue ketawa pas itunya? My leg. Emang iya ya harus enggak anjir. Harus ke bawah kan?
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson.
Yes. As
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here.
Demoiselle.
We've already transported him to...
he's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded.
Understood. I'll take over his...
All right.
You-
I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation.
Ah, right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways.
Lah,
But before we knew it, water struck. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just
Halo, Yuta.
ordinary
Ah,
water
konnichiwa.
leaking from somewhere. Everyone
Selamat
on the
siang.
street who happened to be close to the water, those who realized what was
Selamat
happening,
datang,
the
BTW.
Spinadero Sula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible. But there have been a lot of casualties. Fortunately, the water began to recede after some time, and the chaos came to an end.
Tapi sekarang
The water
si
that
ininya,
flooded the area contained
apa
primordial
si-
seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson
Suaranya
are
semakin
still
bagus.
hazardous. To ensure everyone's
actornya.
safety, I've asked the people there to leave as soon as possible. No one knows if this could happen again.
Kayak dulu masih flat gitu.
All we can do for now
Sekarang
is try our best to
sekarang
help evacuate the
udah kayak
residents.
wah dinamik
We
banget.
still
anjing.
haven't completed the head count, but we'll have
Sesuai
some
plot
numbers
lah.
soon.
How awful.
Selamat malam. Ini
And
siang,
all
woy.
of this just came out of nowhere.
BTW gimana kabarnya
It was
Yuta?
quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help Navia?
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of
Oh, ada
crisis
suara
like
di
this.
background abaikan ya.
You don't know how much it means to me.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here.
I'll be... Sorry, I need to go for now.
Kabar
There
aku
she
buruk
goes.
kenapa tuh?
Okay, the wounded are, of course, traveler.
Kenapa bisa buruk?
Right now?
Thank you.
Belum kan? Oh belum. Nasib buruk emang. Ini apa? Apa constellation? Gagal naik glory. Ternyata nge-push. Thank you bang. Nge-pull kah? Ada di ini. Halo Din, mat siang. Udah nge-pull tadi. Itu 17.000 habis 17.000 loh. Belum ke update ternyata Din. 17 kali pull berarti 10 kali pull 16. Kalau misalkan 10 jadi 16. Kalau 100 pull berarti 1600. Berarti udah lebih dari 110 atau 120 pull. 120 ini ya wish ya maksudnya. Kaliin aja, kan satu pool itu kaget anjir, the fuck. Sorry. Sekali pool itu kan 1600. Kalau misalkan kali 10 sama dengan 1600 berarti 160 kali 100 berarti 16.000 kan harusnya. Kalau 16.000 berarti sama dengan 100 kali pull kan. 120 kali pull dapat apa? Pertama dapat Mona. Yang pertama dapat Mona. Sialannya itu kepencet pull. Iya makanya. Kamu sih nanya. Dapat Mona pertama. Yang kedua dapat Yan. Dah. Tinggal dapat Furinanya berarti ntar. Harus dapat Furina tuh tadi di pool berapa gitu? Di 7 ribuan. Berarti kalau misalkan dapat 7 ribuan 7.000 berarti minus 160 per 10 berarti 1, 2, 3 24 34 jadi 32 jadi masih jadi tinggal dibagi 2 aja ya. Dibagi 2 aja berarti tinggal beberapa lagi lah intinya. Mas ngitung anjir. Furina kok katalis? Kok nggak live streaming? Ya gimana ya Din? Susah. BTW yang Yuta kalau nggak naik enjoy aja kalau main game. Emang susah main game kayak gituan. Kalau nggak bisa dinikmatin ya juga percuma sih. Ambil WP senjatanya. Kalau senjatanya enggak deh kayaknya. Karena cuman butuh energi doang seharusnya. Lebih bagusnya sih emang Furina. Ngambil Furina sih, tapi kalau misalkan skip nih ya, ada bagusnya juga karena si ini nih si rambut pirang ini bakal bulan depan bakal ini muncul dia. Cuman ada pertimbangan lagi karena si Bangau dari Liwe juga bakal jadi nge-full gitu.
How things are now. The living are so exhausted
Besok
that they've no
bang.
strength to spare any
Besok
words
stream.
for the dead.
Apa iya? Awas kamu kalau nggak stream. kamu berhutang horor kepada nanti kamu kalau nggak stream hutangnya hutang horor, hutang stream horor dah gitu. Game kompetitif emang susah jujur. Ya gimana ya? Waduh, kok nangis?
Navia, what's wrong?
Si Bangal.
Sorry.
Iya, itu gurunya si
I
Senhe.
just...
Sama-
Malus and Silver.
Oh,
They won't ever come back here again.
oh meninggal
What
anjir.
should I do, Papa?
What the fuck? Wait, what? Bentar.
What happened to them?
Bentar. Kok jadi berat aja ini narasinya? Lah. Meninggal kedua budak si Navianya. Loh, kok horor? Iyalah horor kalau kamu nggak nge-stream besok. Harus stream horor besoknya lagi. Navia, kamu apain sampai nangis gitu? Wah, jangan gitu, Din. Kamu ngomongnya
Everyone
kayak aku
agreed
yang
on the
bersalah
rescue
gitu.
plan, but still, I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time.
Tuh,
And
katanya,
they were caught in the seawater.
mau ditugasin nyelamatin orang-orang. Nah, terus mereka tenggelam, meninggal dah.
What should we do?
I've
Bukan
known
karena
them
aku,
for
Din.
so long,
Asal kamu tahu ya,
and I
Dek.
know they weren't afraid. I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests.
Emang niat gitu.
As for Malus and Silver, they're just
Eh,
gone.
iya kah?
I just can't.
Jadi besok stream, terus besoknya lagi horor gitu.
Everything looks so
Bagus.
clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring
Aduh,
something when
iya
I visit
kah?
Papa.
Oh gitu, Din.
Perhaps
Bagus.
we
Nanti
might even have a
aku
picnic.
tunggu.
He wouldn't be angry, would he?
Awas, kamu cuma
How
sejam
could
doang
Master
nge-stream.
ever be upset
Minimal
with
3
you,
jam.
mademoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the
3 jam
home
nggak
of
sih, Din,
those
main
who have
horor?
passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later.
Kan
No matter
udah
who
lama
you
nggak
are.
nge-stream.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
Tapi sejauh ini Genshin ini yang paling terbaik
I'm quite serious.
plotnya.
That way, it'll save us both.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you, demoiselle, the two of us could
Loh,
certainly be
kok
considered
kamu gitu
Master's
sih?
closest companions, no?
Personally,
Lah,
I
aku,
believe we
kamu
fill those
kali.
shoes just fine.
Why
Harusnya
are you
bisa nggak sih
bringing this
bikin
up
3
all of a
jam
sudden?
main horor
Seriously.
gitu.
All right. But
Akhirnya.
I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean
Jadi
by
detektif?
saving me a trip?
Apa tuh?
I'd make the journey
Ah,
even if I
ceritanya.
had to
Enggak,
visit
nggak
you
jadi
two somewhere
detektif.
else. I'd promised to let them rest in
Yang
peace.
ini
But
apa ya?
here I am breaking that promise.
Iya sih, ada beberapa yang harus kita
I'm sorry
analisis
for letting
sesuatu
you see
gitu.
me in a
Cuman
mess like this.
analisis
I
kasus
don't
ya,
usually cry,
kasus di
really.
hukum
Simon
gitu di
doesn't know
Genshin
how
yang
to help
ini
you feel
cerita
better,
kali ini.
but
Cuman yang
Well,
dirasain itu
she understands how you feel.
I had always thought
Lebih
I could make my
ke-
wishes come true.
lebih ada emosinya lah gitu.
Now that I
Si
think That never
voice actornya
solely
sama
relied on me. Many things can only be accomplished with someone
ceritanya
else's
lebih
help.
sedih aja gitu.
Malus and Silver have helped me so much.
Kayak ada filosofinya,
By
anjay
contrast,
filosofi.
I could do
nggak
nothing.
nggak ada horor 3 jam. Harusnya
I'm
ada
so
sih.
sorry.
Harusnya ada
You can
sih.
spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you.
Kalau
Right
mah
now,
Din, horornya
you don't know how much
horornya
that
cuma
means.
1 jam, sisanya free talk.
By the way,
Wah,
you can
apa
have a look at
boleh
this.
fakta itu?
It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena,
Gak apa-apa sih, squad kamu aja sih.
Burnett,
Canda.
Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville,
Apal banget sih ini si
Julian?
Paimon.
Esson, as well as Malus and Silver. So
Kai.
everyone else is safe.
Apa iya?
Still,
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver.
Tapi kayaknya
But we were able to save
ada
more than we
faktanya juga sih
anticipated.
Din kamu.
The overall outcome
Kalau
indicates
nggak
that
kuat
the
paling free talk
cost
ya nggak? Ya nggak? Ya nggak?
was worth it.
BTW, iya Din.
Don't think
Suara
that way,
motor kedenger
Navia.
nggak?
One person
Di
might
belakang.
be saved at the
Belakang,
expense
di
of
belakang
another
suara.
shore, but that isn't
Ya,
something
kedenger
we
nggak?
should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone.
Ini BTW
They
suara
were
aman semua
heroes.
kan?
You're right.
Takutnya ada yang nggak
Thank you,
aman.
Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
Oh,
Nggak.
really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Waduh, Mama.
The knave?
Mama.
What are you doing here?
Ada Mama.
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying
Betul,
out the
nggak
mission
apa tuh, Din?
according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to
Sama
relocate
aman
them
sih.
to
Oh,
higher
oke.
ground.
Santai. Oke. Boleh.
As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There's no
Mama.
need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call
Oh,
this a
Babe.
coincidental encounter.
Enggak,
doesn't
itu bukan
quite
Babe,
fit this
itu
time.
Mamaku.
Besides, it never even crossed my
Anjir,
mind that a
sama-
Fatui
sama
harbinger
karakter
would
gini
come
amat.
looking for me.
Ya WS.
Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were
Aduh, sakit
already in
banget
the
itu,
area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know
Aduh.
who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in
kataku
various
sih
locations.
GWS.
I hear that they've also prepared a
Ya,
large amount of
gimana ya?
emergency.
This is nothing to brag about,
Gak apa-apa
nor
lah,
do
Turina
I
nggak dapet.
intend to.
Kalau misalkan
It is
si
simply the
Arlecchino
way of
dapet, wah udah
powerful
sih.
organizations
Nggak
to
minta
act
apa-apa lagi.
forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill.
Langsung jual
You've
akun
witnessed that
Genshin anjir.
firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your
Nggak,
organization a
canda sih.
hand was a natural
Ya,
first step
ngapain
in
jual
accomplishing
akun.
that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity.
Sampai Senaya
Perhaps
nggak
one
bakal
day,
jual
you'll
akun.
also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Kami
Don't say
berusaha
that.
semaksimal
You and
mungkin.
your subordinates did everything you
Gimana
could.
ya? Gimana ya?
As Paimon said, Malus and Silver
Susah
didn't
kalau
choose to
sama
sacrifice
Arlecchino mah.
themselves for any specific
Wah udah
person,
sih itu.
and they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They
Kalau dapet sih ya.
chose to become
Wah
heroes
udah
themselves.
nggak minta
I've never
apa-apa lagi
liked
dah.
hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying
You're right. I'm sorry for your
Ntar ada
loss, Miss
Sarita
Navia.
minta.
Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people...
So, you're one.
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention.
Buffet apa tadi?
By the
Buffet
way,
de thé.
traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just...
Agak lain.
That is a clever
Agak
and
lain
useful
maksudmu?
conversation technique,
Maksudmu
which
apa,
I do
Din?
like to use,
Agak lain.
Traveler. I'm sure you remember that you and I both know that there may be issues with the primordial sea. Previously, it was the fortress of Maripedes.
Agak lain
Indeed.
nggak tuh?
Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence during some recent investigations. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpected.
So that's
Tapi
why the
sih-
Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately,
Kayaknya dia juga
Lenny, Lynette,
memanfaatkan
and Fremine have
kondisi
all
sih.
been dispatched to higher grounds to
Di
assist
Navy
affected
ini.
residents.
Gak apa-apa.
Lenny
Itu
told
tadi
me
ada
that
kucing
outside of the
menggonggong.
house, the person they
Kucing
trust
kau
most
menggonggong,
is you,
Di luar
which is
nalar,
why I want
coy.
to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other
Di
as
luar nalar,
family,
anjir, kucing
but Lenny,
menggonggong.
Lynette, and Fremine said that
Bisa
they
gitu.
also see you as I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh!
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to...
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But
Iya kan,
are
agak
you
lain.
sure you're up to exploring
Bukan
some
agak
ruins?
lain lagi, anjir, di luar nalar itu.
Well, I'm sad, yes. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. Besides,
Tapi kamu tahu nggak, Din, apa yang agak lain? Kamu.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections.
Kamu
All
tuh
right.
agak lain.
The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will...
Aduh, dunia panas banget ya sekarang ya. Duduk doang di kursi udah kayak keringetan banget, anjir. Wah, kok aku? Iya, Din, kamu soalnya aneh. Nggak aneh sih. Lebih tepatnya. Kamu tahu nggak, pengen mukul. Canda, Din. Ini kapan ya lah. Tapi lagian sih ya, 17k nggak dapat apa-apa.
So, are these the ruins
Agak
the
kesel.
maid was talking about?
they seem to be pretty...
Let's go in and...
Just be careful.
Hai Bang, kamu udah gacha Furina? Udah sih, cuman dapatnya ini belum update di story aku sih. Masih belum update, masih segini. Harusnya sih kalau dikeluarin di quit game harusnya ke update ya. Tapi sejauh ini belum dapat. Itu tuh udah 17k kalau nggak salah. Tapi di 180-an mungkin, berarti berapa lagi tuh? 5 kali ngepull 10 kali itu harusnya dapat sih. Tapi kayaknya untuk patch ini tuh pasti skip karena beberapa
Take it easy.
alasan.
Point Gotcha.
Allow me!
Here comes the cat.
Udah sangat disayangkan sih skillnya. Nggak apa-apa lah. Satu jaman nggak sih baru ke record? Maksudnya apa, Din? Maksudnya gimana tuh? Kaget.
The floor here isn't safe!
Kaget, anjir. Kaget, tai. Bangke emang.
The This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they...
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater.
17 kak, udah 18 deh kayak, enggak, 19 deh hampir kayaknya.
Don't get by my wrong.
Riwayat gacha. Oh, 1 jaman. Lama juga ya? Ah ya udah. Belum 1 jam sih ini kayaknya. Baru berapa menit?
The water... I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Tapi...
Alright.
Ini nih, nukalikunya Genshin.
But please be careful.
Si Bangau ntar ada, si Navia juga lucu sih sebenarnya. udah liket BTW si Navia.
Let's try climbing over from the side.
Navia udah liket ininya gameplaynya sih. Dia ngeluarin senjata ini. Dia tuh claymore, tapi ini gimana? Oh. Dia tuh claymore, tapi dia pakai senjata api. Di luar nalar anjay. Dapat jadi doang. Ya, tapi sih ya, ide-idean Mihoyo sih ya, jadi ya udah.
Wait, there's something wrong with this.
Tai. Aku ngantuk kalau hilang tahu lah ya kenapa. Gak apa-apa sih dia. Ya, tai. Waduh. Dapet lah, tai, traveler, beban kau, beban negara. Tidur mulu, Din. Tidur mulu kamu, Din. Gak apa-apa sih, bagus tidur siang. Kan masih kecil lah ya.
Demoiselle.
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself?
Maybe you should just want some time to...
Yes, it would...
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. It must have slipped. This is a familiar feeling, yet...
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. I was just trying to recall why...
Do you remember Mr. Giverny?
No,
We
Navia.
were headed to
Tapi
see
kayaknya
how
nggak
things
mati
were...
sih, nggak bakal mati.
Right.
Oh, Miss Navia.
Ya kali,
Mr.
belum
Malus.
juga di-pull
Mr.
udah
Silver
mati.
too.
How have you been?
Apa dok?
I've been great.
Di
Thanks to your
motor-
help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for.
Aku bukan
Why,
bocah,
I
apa
wasn't
iya
even the
deh?
guarantor for that person.
Apa iya bukan bocah?
They were knocking at my...
Sometimes...
Kamu kan dipanggilnya deh.
That's right.
Berarti bocah
Oh,
dong.
by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss
Sorry,
Navia?
sorry.
Oh, yes. Miss Navia,
Kekecilin
these
tadi
are some
suaranya.
flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what...
Di stream
What
kamu
we
juga
can
dipanggil
have
deh.
as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants.
Very well.
Wait. Excuse me, madam.
That's right.
No, it's nothing. I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle.
Huh? We do.
Well, now, did...
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you.
My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about...
Oh?
Lah, jadi ke masa lalu an. Apa sih apa? Udah Din, tidur aja. Kamu tidur aja. Gak baik untuk seusia kamu masih ini
Look, it's
masih
Navia. She's here.
masih bangun.
And her 2 attendants are with her. Goodness. Everyone's finally here.
Lah, kok kayak di air
A lot
aja.
of people here to see the trial. They all seem to be Karina, Desiree, Joyvin, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people? And as for the judge... Huh?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Sylv.
All right.
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any...
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet as all here know, you are Master... After you took over the Spina, not only you, but your butt...
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. Absolutely. We are one big family, all of us. Therefore, this fair and honorable...
Huh? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my home.
Oh, well, if that's what you think...
How wonderful!
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes.
wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Ya, benar. Ini tidaklah benar.
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's...
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Oh, dia udah masuk ke
Demoiselle,
primordial
don't admit
kayaknya.
guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mistress Ronville, you own...
She was born a free and independent...
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she... Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the... Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily... Everything is measured here and... Now, I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We...
And you would call this justice? Have you forgotten how much you all once...
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle. And that is how we will...
Demoiselle.
Ini sih harusnya...
I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier.
Udah meninggoy sih.
And Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Iya, gara-gara ini
Don't
kan.
be afraid.
Tenggelam.
And don't admit guilt.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We don't let them escape. We shall keep Navia here with us.
Mr. Malus and
ini
Mr.
primordial
Silver.
ya.
Must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us.
Kalau kalian dengar suara bloodbath, itu gara-gara raket nyamuk.
What are you saying? No more excuses.
Lah, di Oceania tadi.
Jesus, we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an
5
independent
Oceania,
individual?
gak apa-apa. Gue lawan.
With these people, who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia.
Silence.
Gelo.
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this I shall...
Our thanks.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is...
But...
Go on now, Demoiselle. This is your only chance.
Loose.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last.
Wah, anjir, fucked up banget ceritanya, coy.
Loose. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, Demoiselle.
Farewell.
Tai lah. Sumpah ini ceritanya. Di luar nalar, coy.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive.
Looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you fallen. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I... I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able...
Wait, did you say Oceanids?
Oceanid.
You mean like...
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me.
Please come with me.
Neverlet, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right.
Why do you look so stiff, Olive? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels out.
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time.
Huh? Why didn't you...
Ah, Sejauh. I hope all is well with her.
No way, don't worry. She's...
I see. Well, that is...
Oh, and the Duke also says hi.
Thank you. I have indeed.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. So, Neverlet. This isn't going anywhere.
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in... Amid my astonishment, I ran
Kaku bener ini.
We had
pembicaraannya.
We originally planned to meet...
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
Ngilang lu.
Another one joins the party. Let's get going then.
Wah, harus udah ngilang sih.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Lah, ini gimana anjir? Oke. Oh, bisa.
Take it easy.
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here.
Gitu doang. Salah. Emang tai. Gak usah buru-buru kali ya. Hey. Gak chill anjing ini ruinnya sumpah. Oh. Ini nggak nunggu sini bangun. Oh, bangun kira.
Allow me. Punishment.
Pengen sekalian beres.
Coming to art. Surrender. My apologies.
Gotcha. Quietly now.
Sumpah punya motor berisik banget anjir. Skip. Sejauh ini ruinnya oke sih. Ay ay ay.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
There seems a wall.
Stone slates. It seems.
Perhaps we should just leave them be for.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be.
The surrounding walls also show signs of.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be...
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slates...
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated.
And is that Lady Farina in the 3rd image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it.
The 4th image.
The people will all be More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it. Most likely due to us missing the 1st slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself.
Ooh, the Paimon's getting the chills. Just look. This says that it's the history of the future, right?
I really...
Still...
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the 4th, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the 3rd? Where the...
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the 3rd image.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the record. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all.
But who would have created these slates and left these...
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time...
Yeah, we'd better get somewhere safe for now.
Let's split up here.
You still have energy for...
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work, Traveler. I will go. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really good?
She has long...
Alright.
I will be careful.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house up...
Ngantuk ya? Tumben banget ngantuk.
Welcome back.
Yay! And there's good food, too! Ooh, desserts! Paimon's already starting to...
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think?
Huh?
Wah, Mona nih.
It's you two. What are you doing in Font?
Weh, biasa aja dong jikelnya.
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got...
Still, we didn't expect to see you here.
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstatter surname? Well, I used to have my own surname, which was
well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that there was nothing for it, really. She really is a
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna...
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well. Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Panjang banget.
That's a lot.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great scholar of the stars. Just take it as a title specific to
Dia
astrologists.
harus berdiri deh kayaknya.
Thrice as great?
I know, right? That's just how she is.
Enak banget
She
streaming
used to call
sambil
herself.
Talk about excessive.
Duduk mulu maksudnya.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a
Terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dornman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona?
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine. Even that, I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world.
Aduh, enak sambil
Disregarding
tiduran
it
gak sih
would be a
streaming?
mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those. Huh? Are you
Ini
sure?
streaming paling santai yang
All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a
sekarang-sekarang
serious
ini
look
sih
on your
sebenarnya.
face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all.
Wait.
So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
Streaming 3 jam yang lalu.
That's the greatest of astrologists for
The
you.
heck?
Of all the
Oh, nggak
people
baru
we
siap.
know, you know the star's the best.
Indeed. That's the spirit.
Oh, sorry.
Si Mona malah seneng.
I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks. If Paimon hadn't spoken for... that's more like...
Anjir, panas banget ya. Tumben hari ini panas.
Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler.
Mana nih? Betul suara gue kedengeran kan? What the fuck? Terus kayak gini terus posisinya. Go to the new village office. Siap. Ubah dulu kali ya sama bahasa Indonesia. Harusnya sih nggak apa-apa. Language, game language.
Neurvalette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster. And I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about... but you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know—
I don't! I've never seen such slates!
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
Masih dianggap
Well,
ini
since you
dong.
know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Ini Archon masih kayak kanak-kanak anjir.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling.
I assume you've been outside for a—
Oh! You noticed! Seems Farina didn't even realize—
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage? Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding. We may have to create a situation.
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have—
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she...
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious. But who will lend us their aid?
Wah.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what family should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me?
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh? How
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand. And used on...
Huh? Didn't you say...
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might...
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer our line of work requires...
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you?
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the...
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Enak banget aja ininya, BGM-nya. Sumpah. No comment aja. Enak banget, sumpah. Relaxing anjir.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening. Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have it. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Did you just port what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea.
Who's that voice?
Lah, sokap tuj.
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Yang mana anjir?
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now. Just as you... consider me...
Oh.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything... so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be... Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods...
What is she talking about?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant. Ultimately, fate shall serve. This was good tea.
A voice.
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively band. Fine, just fun. Not all Fontanians are pet.
Did she have...
Why, yes. It was... I'm in full support.
That's right!
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon.
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times, but I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred...
Whoa, the Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when. Perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now. Traveler, Paimon?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as... But even so, I still hope for. And perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to loop. I did originally think of steering...
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did.
Pengen pakai sarung
I
biar.
suppose that might be what...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. But hey, Traveler.
Ini saking panasnya pengen
Let's
pakai
walk around
sarung
the city,
gitu
shall we?
celana tuh.
There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Biar si ventilasinya terlalu ini. Ya, kemana lagi? Atau harus keluar? Oh iya, ada yang bener. Jika
Huh? Let Paimon see! The underwater... My recent... Thus... So while the journalist... Huh. Charlotte took... She hasn't been able to get a hold of... seriously?
wait. Kayaknya ada yang udah deh ininya. Oh. Oh, bisa diklaim. Oke. Oh, tadi udah klaim loh. Ini belum, oi.
We're here! Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it, despite the tension.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, Wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalet was right. You really can.
Wait, did he really say something?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every
Sih nggak ada
day?
ini ya, nggak ada orang di sini.
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Lah.
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, no, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Ini siapa lagi? Tolak.
Don't be sad.
Nih orang pasti
Excuse me,
pengen
could I have
buat ini
2 more
Purina deh.
slices? These 2 slices are for you. Sejauh said that this kind of expression.
Oh, you know Sejauh?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
Nggak salah sih dia.
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right?
Okay.
Bye.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. Paimon. It's more delicious than last time. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Ya iyalah enak, kayaknya namanya juga gratis.
Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote?
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you.
Really?
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case,
Nice.
can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive
Si
deeper
anjir
and
nice-nya
ask you to
gila.
talk about the thing.
Yeah, are we?
Why not? If I say you're worth...
Oh, in that case, we'll just...
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief
Betul,
immediately.
anjir.
I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue,
Komplimen
some props,
lagi ya tentang si voice actornya,
Oh,
bagus banget.
so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a
Kapan ya
question.
Indonesia punya voice actor yang kayak gini?
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be...
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have it from what I've seen, so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person.
Sangat
The
ambisius
story
sekali.
I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write... I'm not a dreamer, but anyway, that's my answer. And on that...
That's so nice.
Agak sirik.
All of it. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Sirik nggak tuh si Paimon?
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty... Paimon's been thinking... If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed... No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to... You've always been moving to the next... You mean... Still? Huh.
Jika na 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 na. Itu lama juga ya ini sampai ke si pengadilan.
So the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the palais?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervilex. Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Yes, inside the opera.
All right.
Well, that's Lady Farina was watching a performance at the opera house. And while she was loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy, and before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow and protest against the...
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet.
I agree. People...
So what happened after that?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling, the Marechaussee Phantom had their hands full.
So, you mean she's still...
That's right. The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her. But that said, I don't think good.
Don't worry.
Is that...
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know for... And as we all... When Nervalet was... It would be hard... Paimon thinks... Huh. Well, what do you... In that case, there's not a moment...
Ini jujur lama banget sih story grace-nya. Ini bakal sampai jam 5 kali ya.
This place looks deserted. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Itu di bawah.
That's Farina, right over there. She went...
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point. I'm sorry.
Kasian banget nih Arkon.
Other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over. Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is
Yeah.
you, blonde traveler.
Farina.
Ketawa habis nangis.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember.
Masih
Who did that
ini dia.
uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson.
Masih songong aja nih anak.
Oh,
Tadi habis
and I'm
nangis
sure
dia.
Nouvellette and those people from the of course not.
Ayo.
Hey, there she is. The Hydro Archon's over there. Quick, after her.
Aduh, kena hujat tuh.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are... They're just some... That's against the...
Kabur.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up.
Dikejar sama orang kah? Oh iya, masih. terus ngilang.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon.
What?
Hurry, they're almost...
Fine. I suppose haste.
Tuh gitu aja mau dia. Tapi BTW tempatnya kecil banget. Like kecil. Oh iya benar, ini kecil banget.
No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they
Yep, that's a...
What's happening?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that.
Yeah, but the people of Poisson, they've already...
Udah sampai batas.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways too to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to Indeed, fate is but just now. It all became clear. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not. Don't worry. I will. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, it wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously.
Oh, come on!
Share my bird. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. And if Tevat is in its entirety.
Keburu ketangkep. Atau tenggelam. Oh, dibawa ke ini ternyata. Tapi lihat ekspresinya juga ini ya. Kayak kasihan gitu anjir, sumpah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my... Oh, now, without further ado...
So, this is what it is. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice.
May I interpret these words as your in that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Ayolah, kenapa harus pakai elemental mastery?
Like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on?
Wow.
Lady Farina.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. You are not the only ones. But now, it is time I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true... This time. Applaud and rejoice. What? Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! Woohoo!
Now we're making it. Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously.
All right, then. Who...
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so?
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question, just how much work did you do?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula.
Navia, the president...
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the opera house. The people's resentment against their archon has been... Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson. So, we arranged for a second.
So, you mean... the ones who...
And their goal was to force you to step into the
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the opera, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an... Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box...
So, in other words, the earthquake...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster.
Apa? Kenapa, Dek?
Then,
Kenapa?
I can guess Nervilette and
Udah beres
Chlorine's
sekolahnya, Dek.
You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion... Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage,
Ini masih kedengeran,
the trial
kan?
may commence without a hitch.
Harusnya sih kedengeran.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Chlorand, I must commend you for your courage. As for you, traveler,
Aku udah pulang.
I suppose your role was to keep me distracted
Oh,
with
udah pulang, Kak.
conversation once you
Oh.
found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that
Padahal
I
cepet
didn't
banget ya
notice
pulang.
anything amiss before revealing yourself as my
Pulang jam
prosecutor once
segini
we
gitu.
arrived onto the stage. Oh?
Biasanya bukannya anak SMA tuh lebih ke jam 15.30 ya. Kedengeran tapi kayak lagi di kamar mandi. Emang kan si ruangan ini tuh, bentar deh, mana sih si itunya tuh? Oh, ini dia. Nah, si ruangannya itu kan emang luas kan, jadi lebih kayak bukan di kamar mandi, jadi si suaranya tuh lebih menggema gitu. Kalau di rumah sih ada ada kayak buat peredam suara gitu, jadinya nggak terlalu banyak suara gitu. Jadi maklumin aja kalau misalkan kayak di kamar mandi gitu. Ini kayaknya masih, kalau kayak gini kedengeran semua deh. Kalau kayak gini masih oke lah kedengerannya sedikit gitu. Kurikulum merdeka Bapak. Apa hubungannya aja sama eh pulangnya
Is that so? Then I suppose
pulangnya
I
anak
must have
SMA.
missed my final
Terusnya kan nggak ada.
chance.
Tapi dulu sih emang
It's fine.
jam 12 sih
It
pulangnya.
matters not. What's done is done.
Kapan
The
room tour?
stage
Nggak ada
is
room tour
already
touran.
set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience.
Lagian juga di sini cuma
Let's
sementara
see
sih.
this child.
Harusnya sih ya jam 15.30
Madam
siang
Prosecutor,
minimal pulang.
Please allow me to pass this. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share
Coba
with you
sama
during the
kementerian
trial. According to her,
pendidikan.
Charlotte wanted to give us
Gimana ya?
Oh, so she's here too. Oh, let Paimon see.
Lagian juga
Isn't this the
salahnya
exclusive
kurikulum
interview that she did
merdeka
with us before? So she's
itu
already finished
ada
it, huh?
beberapa kekurangan sih.
Wait, then that means this
Arkon
document
yang
is a perfect
belum
timeline
ke-reveal
of
sisa
everything
berapa?
that's happened ever since
Tinggal
we
2
set
lagi,
foot in Fontaine.
Saritsa sama
So in other words,
yang
we can
api
refer to
Natlan.
this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something
Room
from
tournya
our
ntar
journey
japri
as
aja ya,
evidence
nggak
for an
apa-apa.
argument.
Gampang. BTW, welcome ya Siki Nimia.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in. I didn't think that you'd want. This is the first of Fatui Harbinger. According to Monsieur, I nearly lost my. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something soon.
Gas aja bang, langsung gas.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Kalian anuan ya bapak. Boleh.
To repeat all the unimportant legal
Tapi HP yang sekarang nggak ada headphone jack sih, tapi nggak apa-apa lah. Nanti habis.
As the defendant
Malam bisa
and
nggak?
the lead actress of this performance, of course, it is only natural for you.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your
Lah,
conduct
akhirnya
as
si
an
MC mau
Archon.
ngomong juga.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty.
Ntar aku japri aja deh.
She's not our Archon at all?
Kalau malamnya.
Charge accepted.
Tapi kalau nggak bisa ya mungkin nanti
Lady
lagi.
Farina.
Lumian hanya ingin ketemu keseret konflik Arkon mulu.
Lady Farina.
Iya, namanya juga disuruh ya. Awalnya sih disuruh Paimon sih ya kayaknya. Kayak ini tuh ada negara-negara. Jadi kenapa kita nggak tanya Arkon di sana aja gitu? Pertama kan Arkon angin kan si Fenty. Nah, jadi disuruh ini anjir apa? Disuruh lu mending nyari deh. Nyari ke siapa? Ke Geo gitu kan. Terus gua nggak tahu tuh. Coba lu ke Inazuma cari si A. Gua juga nggak tahu. Coba lu cari ke Sumeru. Gua juga nggak tahu kata Sumeru si Loli katanya. Si Nahida. Coba lu ke ini. Sekarang si Purina malah bermasalah anjing. Sorry. Agak kasar. Maksudnya saya makin sama bapak. Ya, oke. Ntar ya. Kalem.
If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of
Masih ada
justice
kerjaan nih.
that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender.
Masih ada nggak ya donggolnya?
If you must persist,
Oh, masih ada.
then
Tenang.
let me ask.
Masih
If
bisa.
you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of... And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Iya kah? Oh bener dong.
That doesn't
Oh
sound...
salah. Salah juga kah?
First of all, you may be...
Minimal mandi, belum mandi aku.
Was it the name?
Malas sumpah.
You sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
Soalnya juga lagi krisis air di sini.
I once thought it possible, but in light of this claim...
Tapi ntar mandi deh.
Well, it is true that it...
Lagian juga panas di sini. Nggak hujan-hujan anjir.
Well, don't stop. Besides, for centuries, manifestate one need only to turn their eyes towards the
Bau.
orange trees.
Nyantai soalnya nggak kemana-mana sih. Kalau misalkan mau pergi ya pasti mandi. Sekalian juga ini mandi wajib apa? Tai mandi wajib. Nggak usah mandi wajib. Mandi wajib kan buat yang
I
ini
will leave a
doang.
reminder while the court is in session. The principal, you will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution.
I never thought.
Tahu lah ya, udah
you'd
gede lah ya.
use that kind of rhetoric against me.
Udah
That
gede ya
was no
kamu deh,
trick of
jadi
rhetoric,
harusnya
Lady
tahu
Farina.
mandi
I've
wajib itu
merely
buat apa.
reiterated the...
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real
Hydro Archon. Well, now it is true that I did not know why, but the oratories handed out that verdict unilaterally. You can't argue
Jadi masih
that just
kecil.
because a
Oh
divine
ya
creation.
udah.
She's still throwing out all
Berarti
kinds
kamu
of
nggak ini
excuses.
udah kalau masih
Like
kecil mah ya
my
udah.
power as an archon.
Masih kecil kan?
There are
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend...
you don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you...
Kalau masih kecil mah di rumah aja deh.
All because of
Jangan main HP.
All
YouTube-nya
archons
YouTube
derive
Kids.
their power from the faith of the people. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with...
Isn't that...
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a guy...
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one
Jadi
that
nggak
you
paham
loved.
jelasin secara detail dong Pak.
Shouldn't you want
Harusnya
to
sih nggak usah
believe in
dijelasin
me?
secara detail sih ya.
Please, you've got to believe
Kamu
me.
kan enggak ya,
If what the prosecutor
nggak
said
belajar
is
IPA
true,
ya.
she really has committed a grave offense.
Literasi aja atau enggak nonton video.
All of our parents and grandparents. Enough.
Berisik.
That's enough. Tell me then.
Yeah.
If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find...
Wow, she came up with yet another argument.
Kasian ya orang masih kecil nontonnya YouTube Kids. Seharusnya sih jangan YouTube ini ya. Video apa tuh? Video tentang biologi. Banyak tuh video biologi.
Since you insist on claiming to be a god,
Tapi disclaimer ya, ini emang pengetahuan sih, jadi
Miss
harusnya
Navi, please apply to serve
nggak
as a
dilarang
temporary
sih.
attorney for the prosecution.
Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. Including those... So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should... But, if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must
Harusnya
remind
nggak
you
usah,
that after
awas
the
aja
disaster
ntar
at Poisson, nobody
abis
wants to see any
ujian
more
langsung
people
buat
dissolve.
KTP.
I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the
Harusnya nggak usah
simpler
nunggu
path of
ujian nggak sih?
admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human,
Oh,
she's
janji apa
probably
sih waktu itu?
Fontanian like
Ntar
all the rest
deh,
of us.
ini
Would she really dare to try?
dikabarin lupa nggak apa sih itu?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single.
What's going on?
Jam 3 udah tutup
Is she
anuannya.
really planning to?
Aku pulang jam 3.
That's not what we thought she would.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady.
Hey!
I'm fine. Look at me. Will you believe me now? I really am
Maksudnya
your Archon.
udah oke. Padahal kan bisa dispen harusnya.
Really? Was this not the most
Iya nggak sih?
obvious thing in the
Miss Sejauh, if you are present, Miss Sejauh, please come forward.
Sejauh, don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the.
As everyone doubtlessly
Iya nggak sih?
saw, Miss Farina was displaying
Lemot
symptoms of
di
hyperventilation
ya
and
lagi
flushed
mikirin
skin.
lore Genshin sama ngobrol juga agak susah sih.
Thank you, Miss Sejauh. Lady Farina, you may.
Oh wait, what did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't
Dispen
that be
mulu
enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to
Dispen
run
mulu
from your
ketinggalan
problems,
pelajaran aku, Mas.
we did originally
Oh.
prepare a direct
Wah, parah
sample of
dispen terus
seawater
ngapain
around
tuh?
WHOLESOME. However,
Bolos ya kamu.
after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve
Pelajaran
an
mah
actual
gampang,
human.
bisa diulang
After
lagi.
all, on the off chance that we don't want anyone else.
PDF banyak ya di ini di
You
apa namanya?
secured. It's a great thing that the direct
Di
sample wasn't
Google juga
actually
banyak.
used. Farina could have.
I can't believe.
OSIS. Oh, kamu OSIS.
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't think about it. How can you conclusive? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Emang iya ya, bukannya kalau udah kelas segini kan dispen itu.
Anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am.
Capek ngulang mulu. Kalau ngulang bareng dia mah nggak apa-apa. Apa iya mengulangi chapter yang sama, Dek? Gue apa? Goncana. Gencana dulu nggak, Ra?
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just
with all the things
Gue apa?
I believe the time for
Kasian
arguments and
banget Dede
presentation of
satu ini.
evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
Diem. Ku gedik ntar. Gedik aja deh kalau bisa.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Kasian banget anjir. Sumpah. Ini sejauh ini
We
cerita
shall
oke
now
lah.
turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale to render the
Sangat tua sekali.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse
Bentang-bentak.
cardinale, Farina
Yang pendek siapa? Bentar. Yang pendek siapa? Kok aku sih?
Well, what's wrong? What's the oratrice's verdict?
Harusnya sih nggak bisa sih ya.
No, the oratrice also.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon to be punished via
Wah, mati nggak tuh?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death
Bukannya
sentence has been
kamu yang
handed out at the
pendek.
court. And it's been given to the very person we've
Enggak,
worshipped
kamu
as
yang
the god
pendek.
of justice? What an unexpected
Pendeknya sama
twist.
kayak resolusi YouTube kan?
This outcome is
Canda,
indeed
canda,
strange.
canda, canda.
According to Fontaine's current is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed? Indeed. But now, the...
Kasian, kamu pendek gitu terus.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it.
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Jadi pengen kusumun gara-gara lihat Puri. Woi. Hold up.
So the knave privately arranged.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom. But has the trial already concluded?
1080 cm.
Doesn't that mean I've come
Banjir
too late?
itu tinggi jangan aduh hampir aja. Hampir aja. Untung direm nih mulut aku nih. 1080 mah titan anjir.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to...
Ya kali anjir.
Traveler, believe that you have already seen
Kan
the other
resolusi
existing...
paling rendah kan aku ngomongnya bukan resolusi paling tinggi.
So what do you see? What is...
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime.
Isn't a Hydro... so when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the
Oh
real...
gitu.
Everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until... However,
Canda.
I'm uncertain as to how much sense
Elah,
they currently
gitu doang
make to you.
gitu doang diseriusin anjir.
Okay, let's try to recall...
Oh gitu, iya gitu. Gituin aja, Ra.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. Does that mean that the second stone slate this must be the point when the third slate shows the hot... Well, the first slate is they didn't believe that such a crazy
Oh, ini ramalan terakhir harusnya. Oke. Ngerti.
We know from the and the first this might be the reason that
Dah, nggak usah ngambekan. Udah gede. Navia jatuh ke air ke dalamnya mengandung harusnya bukan. Iya. Oh ini.
perhaps what is
Cepuin
about to
ke
take place
emakmu
has
nih.
all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro
Gak apa-apa
Archon
sih,
and
cepuin
the-
aja sih. Toh juga paling dia ketawa.
It's not as simple as falling into this when not the stone.
Ayo, ngapain lagi kamu?
The prophecy
He'll dissolve into the primordial... The Hydro Archon was sentenced to... Navia fell into the water inside those ruins. The eruption of the primordial sea... The prophecy's content...
Kasian banget kamu.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now, but...
Let's hear them.
Incredible.
All Fontanians were originally created by the evidence for
Oh,
that
si
can be
Anir
found
nanya
in
ini.
how only
Orang-orang
Fontanians could
fountain.
dissolve in primordial seawater. And how all the girls Vache dissolved were also turned into... Oh, and according to Navia, when she...
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate. That could also explain why the origin...
The Hydro Archon's true sin?
And yet, after many hundreds of years...
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when...
Ngambek
So
deh.
wouldn't it be trying to show... In the end, the people... Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, however, while you were able to decode all the information when we were at the... Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make enough... I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all your hypotheses regarding the origin. In the Fontaine of Old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Oh.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar
Balas
kind.
semua perlakuan.
However, if not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiar. She poured primordial seawater in. But if Fontanians were to ever come into...
Santai dulu nggak sih?
Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And
Santai dulu
thus,
nggak sih, Ra?
the Hydro Archon and all of her
Masih lama.
creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history.
So we were all Oceanid?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all...
This really might be too much information for your...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone, a key point of the vision, they have not been dissolved. Which implies that the nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, you may also recall, therefore, that the people of Fontaine... Yes.
I think I'm following now. In truth, everything we've done has happened.
What should we...
Huh. No matter...
If that's the case...
Traveler, I would like to point out another about the fourth slate. However, I
Kok
believe that
ngantuk
rather
ya?
than being as for the
Sialan
root
lah
cause
ngantuk
of the
sumpah.
catastrophe.
Ngantuk terus anjir dari jam seginian.
This eruption was just a small warning of the thing.
Sumber alam dari bencana tersebut. Oh.
That doesn't sound...
It was both dream
Bobo.
and
Harusnya
reality.
kamu yang bobo. Kan anak kecil nggak boleh. Nggak boleh tidur. Harusnya tidur siang dong.
That thing inside the primordial sea, right?
Ya tidur sore nggak apa-apa lah.
The original sin.
Timang tuh apaan? Wah, paus. Nggak boleh tidur sore. Kenapa? Kenapa nggak boleh tidur sore? Wah, ada mamang kill deh. Oh iya, belum ganti anjir. Oh iya, lupa anjir belum ganti. Oh ya udah nggak apa-apa. Oke, bayi ditidurin sambil gendong gitu. Oh, pengen digituin. Kita maghrib gak bangun. Oh, gak apa-apa gak sih? Sampai Isa gas. Kirim salam sama Ito ya. Sayangnya ntar ada Ito versi cewek sih, jadi
So we've met it at last.
hehe.
I understand that whale. It has been once it has.
You said
Dosa
that
anjir.
the Hydro Archon first created
Kan gak apa-apa kalau misalkan nih kita ketiduran. Kalau konteksnya capek terus kita ketiduran. Terus kalau misalkan kita bablas, harusnya langsung sholat.
We just
That is correct. From the
Terus
way
juga
he
sama
looked,
sholat isanya
must have been
gitu.
fighting the-
Hah? Hah apa?
It is
Ya ada
too late.
Ito versi cewek.
It had already absorbed. Even if
Ini
the
nih.
entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive
Pengganti Ito nih.
and swim off towards some.
That's not something
Nah
I will
sini
accept.
si Navia.
We've already done everything we can, and we've come so far.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end.
Itu dari jauh bakal kelihatan itunya yang nggak juga dong. Nggak gitu juga dong.
The prophecy.
Kan itu juga waktu itu pernah cross dress. Bukan itu. Oh bukan ya? Bukan Neng. Salah.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, ultimately,
Itu mah si Inu si anjing. Kelihatan habis ya tuh.
What's happening with the aura trees?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Marina!
No, I still need answers.
Oh, iya sih. Nggak salah. Nggak salah, kalau itunya iya sih. Cuman udahlah. Apa kapan-kapan cosplay itu nggak akan. Kurang lebar sih badannya.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face.
Atau enggak kamu
is just
cosplay
too amusing.
Furina kayak gini, oke lah. Gue lakuin.
Not Furina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that...
Fusolo.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course.
Bersihin
The
kostumnya,
heavenly
malas.
principles.
Jujur,
Deceiving the heavenly
malas.
principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy.
Saino.
Dreadful, wasn't it?
Bukan apa-apa sih Ara,
Everyone doomed
tapi
to dissolve.
malas.
Fontaine, one was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused.
Mas Furina,
She knew
boleh.
full
Yang
well
ini,
that the prophecy
yang
would
ini.
surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that
Furina soalnya terlalu
the
tertutup
heavenly-
sih.
yes,
Jadi
as
juga
you
nggak
have no
terlalu
doubt
mustahil buat
surmised,
kamu sih.
It was a rather impossible situation that I felt. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I had to outwit the heaven. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of.
Kalau kayak gini pasti
Between
mikir
the
lagi dah.
task of but one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to
Belum
be
terbit
one of her
kostumnya
Oceanic
di online shop
familiars.
Cenah juga
So you
belum
were
tahu
also
ada
once
itu.
one of
Oh
the
ya sih.
Oceanids.
Yes, I was.
Emang iya sih, belum ada yang
I
pernah
always
ngeginiin.
dreamed of becoming human.
Lagian masih
And
baru
I
ini
still
kemarin
do,
malahan.
even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part
Cocok
of the
sih.
greatest opera ever known.
Kalau menurut aku ya cocok kalau yang
After
si Furina
becoming
yang
God,
lebih ke
I separated my
kanak-kanakannya.
divinity from my body
Kalau
and
yang
spirit,
sekarang si Furina tuh lebih
leaving
ke
behind
penyesalan
only
ke
a self that was as
apa?
naive and bewildered
Nah,
as my
naifnya.
past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek, and her strengths were of a kind only a human. But in my eyes,
Aldo
Farina's
overload
humanity
nggak
was
sih?
what made
Nggak.
her perfect.
Nggak.
She was
Nggak.
perfectly human in
Nggak.
every way. The person I
Sorry aja ya,
always
tapi nggak.
wanted to be. Anyway, so then all part of the plan. Do you still remember the final scene?
Kegambar kan
In
suara
order that the
suara apa?
prophecy
Suara
might
aku
be
enggaknya kayak gimana?
fulfilled,
Nggak.
I
Nggak.
invited Farina to be an
Believe me,
actress,
nggak.
to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I
Pas
placed
jadi
on
guest star.
her, so long as I,
Nah itu kok gue kira
Thosalor's
enggak,
divinity,
enggak.
continued to exist,
You're not that guy. You're
she
not
could
that guy.
die. But nor was she free to live her life.
Tahu kan
in the
meme yang
pursuit
itu?
of happiness.
You're not that guy. Believe me, you're not
Instead,
that guy.
She was forced to take the stage in the opera
Pas lagi
house,
Shin beres jadi
to
guest star.
embrace the role of
Semangat.
leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy.
Emang guest star
all
apa?
to create a deceitful appearance of that
Emang
prophecy
buat
coming
event,
to pass.
maksudnya buat event
I
Unif
suppose
atau
now you probably understand
event
why
yang
your court is
kayak
called the Opera Epiclese.
SMA gitu? Kalau di sini kan ada event SMA,
Even
ada
though she has had a
organisasi
long
juga,
life, her mind is
sama
no stronger than that of
universitas.
any other ordinary human being.
Itu yang mana tuh?
Cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. It's been 5, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely.
Gede lah intinya, oke. Anjir sakit banget. Nyamuk. Mangat. BTW mangat jadi guest starnya. Kayak jadi guest star rusuh anjay. Ini kemana sih? Oh bener. Ini serius masih bisa ganti? Tidak. Ayo ikut kalau ada duit. Sejauh ini nggak ada. Nggak ada duit. Lagi diinvestasiin ke
You to come onto this
bisnis.
stage. Now, I all right. It is not my intent to reprimand you.
Jangan
There
lihat
is no
aku, jangan
need to
lihat
state
aku.
your name. Just be off with you. Oh, do not
Biar
jest.
kampangmu menjadi
Can
gelap,
you not
tolong
feel it?
walau hanya sesaat.
I am Thosalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are
Dan
upon
begitu aku
me.
bisa menjadi
I
diriku
must
lagi.
at all times display.
Aku yang bayarin tiket pergi. Gas transfer.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
flight. Embrace the ice.
Mati lu. Nggak bisa dimatiin
What
dia.
gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards! Busted.
Judgment. Uphill battle.
Rest, rebuild.
Whirling snow. Gotcha.
Ini kan terakhir. Kalau pulangnya enggak ya, tiket event, makan, penginapan itu aku nggak bayarin lagi. Ya kecewa. Penonton pun kecewa. Kukira dibayar. Di hadapan cermin. Rambutnya jadi pendek anjir. Kan aku bilang tiket pergi.
Huh? Who's
Tetap
that?
sih kecewa sih.
Who's calling me?
Kecewa.
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're near me? How can this be?
Tapi boleh sih, boleh. Kalau ada duit.
Near me?
The prophecy.
What prophecy? The people
iya ya?
will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster
Mau
will
ditayap
come
sekarang,
to
nanti.
Fontaine sooner or later.
Nanti
Things
pas
will
udah pengen
develop
kesana.
just as the prophecy. But I will tell you how.
Masih sibuk.
So as for
Kalau sekarang
if there were
belum juga bolak-balik buat
I suppose
ngurus
this would also be the justice that belongs
ngurus
to
usaha
you.
sih di rumah.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well.
Lagi menguli sambil
That's
kuliah.
right. You must be. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you being a human yourself, remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity,
Kalau pengen
but
niatan
contending
dong.
against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand.
Bisa dibilang, cuman kok ada cumannya ya?
So,
Ya bisa
how
dibilang.
long am I going to have to play this?
Kembali lagi kalau ada duit.
To accomplish this mission, but
lagi berambisi mencari duit. Berambisi nggak tuh cari duit? Cuman apa tuh? Iya itu berambisi mencari duit.
What should I say to most appear like I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, as the god Focalor, once again, I thought I might stammer.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going right? Calm down, Farina. Think. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. Now, I was wondering if some... you may consider... Now then!
Ah, so that was just a performance.
Pura-pura.
How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality. It's quite shocking.
Tapi jujur sih Dara, ini masih cocok loh. Kalau misalkan si actingnya kayak gini sih ya, tapi juga nggak harus cocok juga sama suaranya sih. Setidaknya sih ngepas buat kamu kayaknya.
Whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, we have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. The scales of may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be... There is no trouble so long as I, the Archon...
Aku disuruh tahu tapi aku tahu tepos. Bisa sih nggak juga gitu. Tapi kayaknya cocok juga sih kamu. Kalau misalkan cosplay tahu. Ya nggak harus berarti gitu kan. Coba aja dulu. Kalau cocok juga bagus kan. Banyak yang foto, banyak yang ngajak ini. Studio.
That's true.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will.
Panas banget hari ini, sumpah dah. Ya kapan lu tahu gede semenjak ada AI?
No
Dipixip
need to
gede.
thank me. Alright. Alright.
Pixip
Deotero.
kan?
He's...
Wah.
Lady Farina.
Maksudnya
It's as I thought.
apa namanya?
All manner of signs.
Ngeilustrasiinnya ada yang gede
prophecy
gitu.
will- Really?
Maksudnya ngepas lah gitu. Gitu Ra. Sasangka mulu.
The day is finally over, but it's good. Maybe this is fun.
Chongyun
Lady
gak
Farina?
sih?
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already.
Nggak tahu, tapi boleh coba aja.
Lady Farina.
Indeed, my
Tapi tinggi badan kamu lebih ke Hutao Furina
We're
kayak gitu
detecting
sih.
significant
Chongyun juga
hydrological
sama sih
anomalies.
kayaknya.
Understood.
Coba aja dulu.
I don't think I let anything slip today. I feel utter...
Lucu suara Sota. Siapa kamu? Tapi kamu kan nggak bisa suara Sota. Kamu tuh defaultnya tuh antara antara anak remaja. Oh, tinggi badan. Oh, maksud tinggi badan. Gimana ya? Bukannya menyinggung ya, cuman ngepas aja gitu. Conying bapak. Aku kan tinggi, gak terlalu cocok jadi conying.
Almost 20 generations ago. Are you crying?
Sumpah dari cerita ini kasihan banget sih Purina.
Must be the overflow of hydro from
Sakit
my
hati.
person. Well, can't
Kayak
quite
gitu
help
doang
being a
baperan.
god whose dimension.
No.
So hundreds of years must have passed by now.
Tapi aku bukan menghujat ya itu. Aku bilang pas itu karena itu suatu pujian. Karena bisa dibilang ada orang yang cosplay ini, tapi si orangnya itu nggak mendukung dengan badannya seperti itu. Bukan body shaming, tapi lebih ke ini kelebihan dan kekurangan orang masing-masing. Gila, gue sampai debat gitu. Cuma suara aku kayak apa? Bentar. Suaranya lebih ke anak kecil bisa, tapi bisa juga ke orang rada dewasa awal. Gitu sih.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden, although I don't know.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can just share it with me.
A witness. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a ship. She's right. I could confide in her, but
Ayolah,
if things don't
gimana?
play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price.
Emang udah pernah dengar suara aku lagi? Belum sih. Cuman ya dari apa yang aku pernah dengar gitu kan. Harusnya pita suara nggak terlalu ngaruh sih. Nggak terlalu ngaruh untuk di usia kamu lah gitu. Kecuali memang kamu tuh laki-laki. Kalau laki-laki memang pitch suaranya bakal lebih berbeda. Harusnya sih ya.
To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows.
Kecuali kamu latihan pitch nada, oke.
If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard.
Anjir, kasihan banget, sumpah. Aku berjakun. Oh, berarti kamu punya nilai punya hormon testosteron yang bagus. Udah gitu doang. Tapi testosteron itu kalau misalkan ya nggak sih? Di wanita ada nggak sih? Bukannya beda ya? Lupa deh. Intinya biologi gitulah. Harusnya sih nggak begitu signifikan sih ya kalau cewek. Ya kali berjakun.
No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to
Gak masalah sih kalau berjakun juga.
Fine.
Testosteron itu hormon yang mengubah laki-laki suaranya. Terus juga yang buat berjakun itu tanda-tandanya gitu.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive, she did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5, it seems that trusting humanity was the right decision.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. How would you build on this foundation to save...
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed... I'm sure you've long sensed that the
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human... It now
Iyalah,
seems that
semacam kayak gitu, Ra.
hidden with...
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would
Aku
seem
perlu
so.
baca-baca lagi sih sebenarnya.
Alas, your
Kebanyakan
understanding
ngerjain
of this
ini,
in truth,
ngerjain skripsi.
it is no enact. Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the oratories... I mean, my work over these last 500 years has been... But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be accumulated.
It was all a part of your plan then?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could but only power...
So the oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Fosolo. The destruction
Kalau
of that
jelasin
divine
kan aku
throne. If I do
paham,
not
jangan pakai
misunderstand your
bahasa
intent,
anak IPA.
you must be.
Returning what's rightfully yours to you,
Maksudnya,
of course. In other words,
pasti
this
ada
was all
istilah-istilah
done
anak
to
IPA.
return the authority of the Hydro
dalam tubuh.
Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
Ya, kalau kamu tahu secara general sih harusnya nggak apa-apa gitu. Yang secara umum. Misal peredaran darah, hormon,
Getting sad again, are we?
enzim,
The authority
apalagi ya?
of the ancient dragons shall soon
DLL
be
lah
yours
gitu.
once more.
Kalau kamu
O
paham
Hydro
generalnya sih
Dragon
harusnya nggak usah
Sovereign.
dijelasin.
And
Harusnya masih
this
paham.
is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years.
Tapi jujur ini
is just so
si
you can
Vokalos
sacrifice yourself at the very end.
suaranya agak mommy juga sih.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Aku tidak paham Bapak. Cuman tahu zigot. Jelaskan zigot itu apa?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
Jangan menangis.
I must
Setiap
say,
kali nangis
had
aja.
it been within my right, Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea. And I, for my part, am speaking of justice. I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's
Jadi
original
gini.
sin,
Jangan kopas dari Google ya kamu
leaving
ya.
matters of procedural right and wrong aside,
Gimana coba?
the descent of the Fontainians as humans, in other words, defying the prophecy. At this point, Iudex Nervilette.
So when I was invited to the... At last. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about new... You are a devious one, for things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Waduh.
The hour of my execution is almost here.
Lah, berarti jadi mati
For
dong.
the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervilette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Judex Nouvellette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Gila sih. Sejauh ini story yang terbaik lah. Anjir lah, berat juga.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
Seperti gabungan benih cowok
I have a feeling
cewek.
that something huge just happened.
Lebihnya bener.
But
Lupa pelajaran
since we're all
SD.
still
Ya, kok
alive and
lupa sih.
haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
Pelajaran SD aja lupa,
It's time to end
apalagi
this.
aku.
We must meet our
Dia
punishment
nangis
to that
kayaknya.
beast.
Kan dia habis dihujat habis-habisan anjir, ya iyalah. Nangis.
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain
Lagian
means.
si ini juga si
Now have
Nouvellette
the
juga
ability
nangis
to
tadi.
separate the power of the primordial sea from that creature.
Terus
We
banget
should
malahan.
seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine.
Akhirnya
Come
tinggal
with me,
ngelawan.
traveler. The hour.
Ngelawan si ini anjir masalahnya. Tapi oke lah, hayu. Ngapain nangis menjadi suamiku? Siapa nih? Nouvellette. Ya nangis lah, udah berapa ini nih? Berapa abad anjir? Wah anjir, tai langsung lawan gak tuh?
I've already done my best to separate the power of the primordial sea from the way. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source.
Sebentar.
Find a way to attack it from within. I shall share
Yo,
the
keluar.
ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning
Iya
into
anjir, nggak mau
hostility.
diem, sumpah.
Whirling snow!
Busted. Quietly now.
Yeah! Allow me! Take flight!
Game's up. Time's over.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
Ampun bang!
Busted. Quietly now.
You can't run!
Mana nih? Oh ini. Yoi. Ya kali kamu aja jahat. Ya kali aja kan arahnya gitu. Si anjir dimakan paus. Makan tuh.
Busted. Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Whirling snow!
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Aja separat.
Lights out.
Bentar. Ini rada di musuhnya sih. Apa iya, nggak suka cowok jahat. Oh, berarti nggak apa-apa dong dijahatin sama aku. Oke sih, nggak masalah kalau nggak dijahatin. Anjir, siapa nih?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup.
Wow.
Should have been my job, but oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private
Kalau
training
kalian
session
tahu
for me.
aku fokusnya
I didn't think
kemana,
that my disciple
ya
and
udah.
my master's
Hah,
pet would
gimana?
start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped
Peliharaan
into one
guru.
another earlier.
Gimana? Katanya kamu gak suka cowok jahat kecuali Masayu. Jadi kamu suka dijahatin sama aku.
It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, so you may speak to me as equals.
Yang mau pelihara Aldi bareng. Paha wangi-wangi enggak. Bagian sini.
I have to agree.
Gak bisa diiniin anjir, sumpah.
That kind of
Malah
power is
pengen
wasted
lihat
on it. All in all,
3D-nya.
it fed. The point being,
Well, being that this pet, so what sort of person is your master? Well,
oh, right. So you don't
Lah
know
kamu kan
him.
Bapar ya, bukan
Sorry,
Masayu.
I
Oh
assumed
ya
you did.
udah.
His name is Certologi.
I am unfamiliar with
Certologi
that.
siapa? Weh.
So master is insufficiently famous.
Nggak tahu ya, tik soalnya anjir.
How
Tuh,
should I
tik
describe
anjir.
him?
Wait.
Have you heard of the name
Tik
before?
anjir sumpah. Coy, ya kali. Tik anjir sumpah bagian ya gitulah.
The fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the visionary?
ooh, that one we've heard.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master.
Wait, didn't you also?
Actually, never mind that. That the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength. Such roiling hydro energies
Tuh,
will prove difficult
what
for
the
the planet's
fuck?
deep seas to digest.
Ini kalau jadi playable nih ya, karakter ini nih ya. Penjualannya besar sih, yakin. Atau enggak kena nerf nih si bagian itunya tuh.
As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in
Sama
full swing.
kayak Elan, tapi lebih terbuka. Yelan, ya sih.
Not to worry.
Tapi kalau misalkan dari anatominya lebih kayak
In the end,
Eula.
the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will
Astagfirullah,
remain,
Sinamata.
weeping on her throne.
Ya, maksudnya kalau misalkan konteksnya apa terangsang sih iya sih ya Sinamata,
Will
tapi
the
ini mah
sins
enggak
of the
aja.
people of Fontaine
Cuman wow kayak
be
gitu
washed
doang.
away?
Kayak mulus gitu. Enggak secara langsung apa kayak wah wangi-wangi pengen jilat gitu kan, enggak anjir, what the fuck. Ganyu tuh maksudnya lebih terbuka dari pundaknya sih ya.
Hey! Help! Over here!
Apaan wah? Ya gitu yang disebutin aku tadi. Kalau Sinamata sampai jilat layar, nah tepat. Kalau misalkan sampai wow, oh gitu doang gitu. Ya nggak ini dong, nggak masuk dong. Aku kan nggak jilat layar, nggak sampai segitu ya. Banjir kapal.
All hands, initiate emergency rescue! Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
Ya udah jilat layar ku sawer enggak ogah. Lagian juga udah lewat sih scriptnya, jadi nggak mau jilat layar.
water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright? We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
Anjir sih Lau. Kalau misalkan muncul, emang mau? Enggak sih, jujur enggak. Tunggu jadi playable lah, setidaknya. Setidaknya. Sayang banget ya, tidaknya nggak tuh.
People always go. Wow, Paimon barely recognizes the people in the report.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big scoop Edwin's assistant, Jurier.
Paimon's curious,
And that's exactly why.
are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh,
Berasa
this
nonton
time will
film
be
Disney,
different.
Pixar, Marvel.
Let's head to Poisson for.
Itulah apa? Kalau yang sekarang sih ya, Genshin tuh bagus sih ininya, si konfliknya. Kalau yang sekarang ya, yang dulu juga bagus sih sebenarnya, cuman tak kenapa rada kurang gitu kalau misalkan si aktor Inggrisnya gitu. Kalau aktor Jepang oke gitu, masih kerasa banget sama emosinya. Tapi kalau yang sekarang lebih kerasa banget untuk misal si Furina tadi nangis sama yang kayak apanya ya, kayak si Vocalor mati itu, wah. Apalagi pakai headset gaming itu, kalau pakai sound apa namanya, sound surroundingnya itu kerasa banget ininya sih, si feel dalam studio atau gimana gitu. Wah anjir, nggak tau lah, nggak main Genshin lagi. Nggak usah, jangan jadi budak kayaknya. Harus login tiap hari. Gas ini di mana sih? Oh. Mungkin tapi seriusan capek aja main Genshin, cuma nungguin kayak Pixar doang gitu. Ceweknya juga begitu.
Navia!
Maksudnya?
Oh, it's you.
Maksudnya juga begitu.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt. Our residents are hard at work as well.
Jadi
Thanks to
budak
everyone,
gitu.
work is progressing nicely. We've lost a
Ya
lot of people.
kalau misalkan kompetitif
We're
sih,
moving forward. That will have
ya
to be
iya
enough.
sih.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of
Tapi kan
yours.
ini kan
I
nggak
especially like that
kompetitif,
article you wrote
nggak
last
begitu
year about
kompetitif lah.
Fontaine's stray cats.
Bisa nyantai dulu.
But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report?
I get where you're coming from.
That would be fine. Thanks.
Tapi aku lebih nggak
you're
suka
back too.
ini sih ya, apa untuk kayak
We finished laying down
Valorant
the
terus
construction materials.
apa ya,
It'll be another hour before the workers are
game
able to go over
kompetitif
there.
yang lain gitu.
You're here too, Clarion?
Well, her reputation's
Kayak
greatly
nggak dapet
risen after
apa-apa
that whole
anjir kalau
duel
misalkan
business with
Genshin
Miss
sih ya.
Farina. So she's here in
COD
Poisson to wait
dapet
out the
sih
heat.
harusnya sih. Kayak login tiap hari,
Alright.
terus juga
She really came here to help me
ngejar
out.
rank,
There's too much to consider in the
dapat
reconstruction
skin
of
kan.
Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well, I do already happen
Satu
to be
hari nggak
connected to
login
Mr.
kehilangan
Kells.
event.
Wait just a moment. do you mind me asking a few
Yeah.
questions? You know,
Forget it.
Waktu itu ada juga ya event ya, satu
well,
hari
if we're talking about
dapat
doing
skin
things
terus
for my
ini.
sake, of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up and smile.
Tapi masa sih CODM harus login banget gitu tiap hari?
Really help the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more
Nggak harus juga kan?
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Marapi.
Whoa, you're welcome.
That's a very complete information.
In truth, I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Nyesel nggak login.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
Kalau nilainya bagus sih masih oke sih, masih oke, ada penyesalan gitu. Kayaknya Genshin nggak ada penyesalan banget kalau misalkan ada event kelewat. Nggak juga sih, kecuali emang pengen aja gitu. Tapi ya kalau dipikir-pikir, kalau menurut kamu itu lebih worth it gitu kan, ya kejar aja sih. Karena balik lagi sih, main game itu untuk senang-senang, tapi kan senang-senang orang kan beda-beda kan ya.
There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
Looks like you've been missing it.
Kalau aku sendiri sih untuk main game kompetitif itu sendiri enaknya sama orang lain. Jadi
I'm here to welcome you and our
kalau
dear
sendiri
Miss
itu agak terasa
whom our good
hambar.
head nurse recommended.
It's an honor
Bisa
to
dibilang.
No need to thank.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Tapi sumpah ini lama banget coy. Ceritanya anjir. Udah berapa jam gue
It would seem
streaming?
that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jury.
3 jam, oke lah.
Sir, please don't.
But it looked.
No,
Now, I might not look it, but I actually... The boat that brought about... Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive...
I have to apologize, but that ship is present.
Really? Well, then...
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or
Did you really have to use the word... Well, then, 2 solo...
Is my hair messed up?
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, seems like everyone's here.
4 jam
Would
cuy.
any of you like to...
Santai.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you...
Sekalinya stream lama banget ya.
pretty photos
Tapi
of our
ini
head nurse?
apa ya, kehitung rame sih.
Come on, Miss Sejauh, over this way.
Kehitung rame
Let's
dari
find a brighter
ceritanya
spot.
gitu. Daripada cerita-cerita yang kemarin-kemarin gitu. Kalau kemarin-kemarin lebih bikin capek, tahu nggak? Capeknya kayak harus bolak-balik, terus di penjara.
Other than that flying ship.
that's why I decided to.
Kalau kali ini lebih wah lah gitu.
I'll just leave the spot.
10 of 9 dari 10 lah nilainya.
He sure did win them up.
I'll tell them that there's good.
Oh.
What change can there be? As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will
Stream
be transformed,
24 jam pak, nggak
we'll leave
kuat.
those to the
Nggak
folks.
bakal
Hey,
kuat.
everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Kalau stream 24 jam itu aku lebih mikirnya pergerakan aku yang lebih kebuang sih.
In that case, let's call it a day.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next time.
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time.
Pengen di waktunya pengen lebih dipakai buat skripsi sih. Kalau ini mah lagi nyantai lah. nyantai gitu kan, karena ada update-nya ada ini nih, ada apa, update-nya seru nih tentang cerita ini ya, makanya aku stream. Kalau kayak kemarin sih anjir nih apa namanya, si cerita ini mumet banget yang kemarin itu. Hai Bang, halo Rara, welcome. BTW udah lama Rara. Gimana kabarnya Rara? Oh iya, terima kasih juga udah mampir. Kayak gitu sih, kalau misalkan Genshin yang kemarin ya. Tapi untuk yang sekarang feel ceritanya lebih beda lah. Semoga kedepannya sih masih lebih bagus ya. Ini kenapa gue nggak ke bawah aja ya? Tolol banget. Oh sebentar guys, ada urusan.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Sorry. Tadi dipanggil. Nggak apa, ada ini sih, ada telepon sih. Sorry. Aku balik lagi, long time no see. Ya, long time no see. Balik lagi ya. Oke. Good to know. Ya udah gini aja, stres 24 jam. Bapak capek, biar aku aja yang ngelanjutin. Tadi itu yang ngejokin apa? CODM-nya. 24 jam capek, biar aku aja yang ngelanjutin. Lanjutin ya? Gimana tuh konsepnya? Konsep ngelanjutin dari 24 jam aku itu gimana konsepnya? Joki stream. Yang harus joki itu sebenarnya video sih, bukannya streamnya sih. Kalau misalkan pengen berkembang gitu, si apanya tuh si channelnya.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte too.
Tapi aku harus ke rumah bapak dulu.
Would you like a magic pocket?
Nggak harus
It's a
sebenarnya mah.
wondrous bag that can be used to carry
Tinggal
many
dapetin
things.
stream key-nya aja sih sebenarnya. Sebenarnya kalau misalkan pengen stream sih ya 24 jam.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't
Kayak
that right,
ngelanjutin
Fremine?
gitu.
Is this what you meant?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your
You sure are working hard to help Fremine social.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as...
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out.
Bentar. Ini jadi out of topic nih ininya. Nanti ceritanya.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone. Father says that...
That's alright.
Harusnya udahan
I
sih
get after
dari
Lady
pas udah
Fro-
Charlotte itu.
Yes,
Tapi kenapa
it
sekarang
could have been
jadi
done as
kayak gini?
furthermore. I would agree.
So there's...
I suspect you'll have...
but back to...
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Cino kah? Oh iya benar, si bapak.
Father.
Well, what do you know?
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our Don't be too switching my masks. Well, that depends on many things. As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
Tapi teman bapak malah bingung, yang sih aku sebagai cewek takut dikira pedo.
A vision.
Siapa yang disangka pedo, aku atau kamu?
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-schedule.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go?
Harusnya.
Here, traveler, Paimon.
To move things about?
That's right. I guess this must be life.
Enggak juga sih, nggak bakal disangka
then.
pedo sih. Paling mereka agak gimana ya? Agak sedikit merepotkan sih menurut aku. Kenapa ya merepotkan ya? Karena mungkin mereka bakal banyak bertanya-tanya juga.
Take it easy.
Nah ini kemana? Ini masuk kah? Oh nggak ada.
Ooh, he really is there.
Wah, Mas punya kok gitu? Kok gitu?
So you really are here, Neuvillette. I didn't think you were going to have...
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me. In any case, you came...
Aw, I'm glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind. All right, let's have...
Teman-teman aku udah pada balik. Harus nyaman sih. Kamu bilang suaraku tadi kayak anak balita. Enggak. Aku bilang cuma kayak anak kecil. Balita kan kayak bayi anjir. What the fuck?
The Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the
bukan
primordial
balita,
seed, but
anjir.
so long as, in other words, when
Kalau balita tuh anak-anak
it seems from your expressions that you still have more
anak
things
kayak
you
bayi
wish
gitu
to
lah.
ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide. As far as I'm aware,
A nation of dragons?
no, I suspect that I would not. Unlike ancient dragons, Natlan is also. There is one other piece of it. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown.
The Captain, anjir.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. Ask away. I will tell you the truth. You will soon be heading to. I'm afraid that I have little talent. As far as I'm aware.
Kamu doang yang manggil aku
No, I
bapak.
suspect. Unlike ancient, Natlan is also. There is one other piece. The harbinger known as the Captain. I suggest that you fully prepare. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Udah, pas.
When we spoke to, we guessed that there must.
No. So regarding this specific issue, I will. In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Oh, ini munculin si Skirk lagi nih.
Well, we're going to head down.
Nah.
What
Anjir, ngalangin.
I can find. It is the authority
Nah.
of the planet's primordial dragons.
Di pada aku nggak
Something
dianggap,
very
bukan
similar
nggak
to a god's
dianggap.
curse mixed in. I'm sure I've encountered
Maksudnya
something
sejak
like this
kapan aku
before.
I do not know what you
menyetujui
speak of.
Aku itu dipanggil bapak.
Of course. How could I? You should have the remote.
Bahkan aku dipanggil mas.
I've never
atau
heard of
enggak,
any such thing.
Kak, udah gitu doang.
Huh.
Well, that much is true, but I fear I have never.
I've been training. It is only natural for them. Regardless, you should to live in itself as a blessing. But
What do you mean by that?
no need to fret. These are just.
Ayo jangan layar nggak.
This third descendant.
Ya
you
tuh
refer
anjir
to,
bagian
who are they?
bukan
When
mas
did they
pelecehan
die?
seksual ya, tapi look at that,
Master,
man.
if you're interested, though.
Next time, you will.
I do.
Ya.
I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the
Gelo
messenger
kan?
then.
Gelo. Aldo aja setuju katanya.
That's what she told me.
The remains of the
Ya
third
udah si Bang.
descendant? So that's what the
si
Gnosis actually are.
Koseng.
Paimon just thought they looked like.
All the same,
And she said.
if she speaks the truth, then I would simply
Nggak
be
sesuai
putting
omongan,
Fontaine.
katanya mau jilat layar. Nggak gitu. Kapan aku menyetujui bahwa aku pengen jilat layar anjir? The fuck?
I guess that you might already. That means that the Gnosis.
Ada Om Aldo ya tadi.
Like.
Ada.
No,
Masuk ke kamar.
comparing the traveler to. That's what you said.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blood.
Alright. Whatever.
Yes.
But. She.
I suppose that would be the mystery. I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if life flowed, and what ultimately?
Akhirnya selesai. Harusnya sih belum cukup nge-pull sih ya. Yap, masih belum. Tapi gas. Salam anak-anak kecuali Pak de ISKA. Wah parah kamu pilih-pilih orang Ara. Gas. Tai dapat Charlotte lagi. Sampai darah penghabisan anjir aku gacha. Ya udah. Ya udahlah. Riwayatnya apa aja sih? Oh ya nih. Berarti 12 kali 5. 12 kali 5. Iya 12 kali 5. 0, 5. Berarti masih udah 60. Oke sih. Ya begitulah. Cari tempat yang chill dulu bentar. Iya, ntar disampaikan salam kok, santai. Berarti tadi tuh baru 4 atau 5, berarti udah 13 kali 5, 65-an lah.
Take it easy.
Ad Astra.
65, harusnya 5 lagi sih. 5 lagi dapat lah. Tapi harusnya aku nggak ngerjain ini sih. Bisa lah dapat Surina. Terlalu maksa sih untungnya sih. 65, oke lah.
Good roll. All right,
Ngapain
maybe I'll take
kill?
one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Pada jahat. Aku di roasting mulu. Ya kah, nggak apa-apa sih, bagus. Tapi emang orang kayak gitu sih. Dan nanti mungkin minggu depan bakal stream lagi. Streamnya bakal beda. Ada yang request sih, pengen stream A, B, C, D. Cuman tergantung kesibukan juga. Lagian juga targetnya sih seminggu sekali sih ya. Oh gitu kamu. Ya, ntar dulu. Ini lagi pembahasan penting nih. Tapi diusahain sih ya 1 minggu sekali sih ya. Untuk sekarang sih mungkin udah aja dulu, karena nanti sekitar 2 jaman lagi harus ada hal yang harus dikerjain lagi sih. Jam 7 ya berarti. Oke lah. Oke, mungkin segitu aja. Mungkin nanti nanti aku kabarin lagi di sebelah. Oke, thank you banget yang udah dari awal stream sampai akhir, yang udah stay di sini. Aku Masayuki Aria. Sekian untuk stream kali ini, sampai jumpa untuk di stream selanjutnya. Bye bye.